Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to tackle a question that I think a lot of us in a faith community think about, but maybe don't always say out loud. And that is church a place you have to go? Let's get into it. So yeah, let's just dive right in. This is really the heart of the matter, isn't it? That feeling that maybe, just maybe, you're going because you're supposed to, like you're just checking a box on some kind of spiritual to-do list for the week. And what happens when you miss a Sunday? If you're like a lot of people, the first thing that creeps in is guilt, right? A little nagging voice that says you've let God down or your community down. It's a super common feeling, and it's what we're really going to unpack today. Okay, so what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if the issue isn't church itself, but our entire mindset around it? Let's explore a really big shift in perspective here, moving from seeing church as a duty to seeing it as a destination. And this is where that shift gets really clear. I mean, look at these words. On one side, you've got all this heavy stuff, obligation, judgment, reluctance. But on the other side, church is framed as a place to return to, a place to get love, to find some peace. It's a total switch from I have to I get to. And honestly, that's everything. It's the difference between faith feeling like a heavy backpack and faith feeling like coming home. And this really gets to the heart of it, right? True worship, real connection. It's not about your physical attendance. It's not about just showing up. It's about where your heart is. I mean, if you're there in body, but your heart is a million miles away, you're kind of missing the whole point. Okay, but this is where it gets tricky, because it's not always just about us, is it? Things get a lot more complicated when we start bringing other people into the mix, especially the people we're closest to. Man, this is such a common thing. It causes real tension in families, with partners, with close friends. You feel this pull, this desire to go and be with your community, but the person you love just doesn't. And navigating that is, well, it's tough. And we gotta be honest here. A lot of the time, what's our first quiet reaction? A little flicker of judgment. That little internal voice that goes, why don't they want to go? What's their problem? It's a totally human thing to feel. But then comes this moment, this incredible moment of self-awareness where you stop and think, wait a minute, is this about them or is this about my own pride? It's that realization that maybe, just maybe, your judgment is coming from a place of arrogance, not genuine concern. And that's a huge turning point. And it all boils down to this one simple truth. You cannot force faith on someone. You just can't. Trying to push or guilt or drag someone to church when their heart isn't in it, it just doesn't work. It's not just ineffective, it's disrespectful to their own journey and their own freedom. All right, so what do you actually do? When you're in this situation, what's the game plan? Well, here's a really practical way forward. The advice is actually pretty simple and powerful. First up, and this is huge, don't force it. Let it go. Respect their freedom. Stop pushing. Second, turn the question inward. Ask yourself, do I want to go? Because your faith is about your connection, your relationship. If you want to go, then you should go, period. And number 3, and this is maybe the most important, just be the testimony. The joy, the peace, the positive changes in your own life will speak way, way louder than any argument or lecture you could ever give. Okay, let's land this plane by talking about what might be the most important piece of this whole puzzle, your attitude. It's not just about going or not going. It's about the heart you bring with you. So here's a major warning. That whole, look at me, I'm so spiritual for showing up mindset, it's the absolute worst. It's this subtle pride that can creep in, and it's the exact same trap the Pharisees fell into in the Bible, all focused on the outside action, feeling superior to others. It's a dead end. And this goes hand in hand with the first warning. If you go to church and you feel great, you feel blessed, you feel filled up, but then you use that feeling as a reason to look down on someone who didn't go, you've completely canceled out all the good. That judgment just poisoned the well. So what's the key? It's all about the why. Is your attendance about obligation, about pride, or is it about joy? A heart that is happy and humble and genuinely wants to be there, that's what transforms church from a chore into a blessing. All right, so let's do a super quick recap of the big ideas. First, think of church as a place to return to, not a duty you have to do. You absolutely don't need to force anyone else to go, and if you want to go, you should go, no matter what anyone else decides. Remember that your own joyful life is the best testimony you've got, and at the end of the day, a humble, happy heart is really what it's all about. And so we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on, one that kind of reframes this entire thing. What if we've been asking the wrong question all this time? What if we stopped asking, should I go to church? And instead, we started asking ourselves, where does my heart want to return? It shifts everything from an external rule to an internal desire. Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.